What's going on YouTube? Dave back again, and today, I'm super excited about this. First and foremost, this was purchased by me, and it was secondhand, but it was brand new. And I want to say I've gone through the parts, and I didn't keep them in their original packaging. I've separated them per legs, arms, all that good stuff. There is a piece missing, and it is the back skirt, and I have absolutely no way to contact this company because I have no way of knowing how to contact this company. The company that produces this is Shstudio, and they have a little hologram on here, a garage kit series. But you know what, that is perfectly fine because all that they really did was kind of make some modifications to the PG zaku back skirt, and so we'll just scratch build that, easy peasy. Now I do have a old PG zaku that has been messed with and been sitting in a box, so we will be scavenging that for parts for this kit. And another thing that ended up happening is one of the shoulder pauldrons, this section right here actually cracked off. So I think once I undo this boxing, or actually I should say once I do this unboxing, I'm going to use that piece and do a small series of quick videos of how to fix resin, put them together, how to get rid of the seam line from it, and then some of the panel lines on here are a little soft, and I'll show you guys how to crisp those up and how to add some rivets and stuff. So that should be pretty cool, kind of a whole little series thing going on. So without further ado, let's crack this bitch open. All right, so here's all the parts and the instructions. Let's go over those real quick. All right, so here we are with the instructions. They are just single-sided sheets, nice heavy duty. You get a page 1 layout, you get all the parts. You do get this chain thing for the Gatling gun, which is kind of cool. You get some artwork that's on here. Page 2, you get more parts layout, and I believe it is, where are we? This is the piece right here that is missing, which is the back skirt, and like I said, it's pretty much exactly like the regular PG zaku, other than they added some details and some panel lines, so we'll take care of that ourselves. Page 3 is start of the build, and it shows you roughly of what parts need to be used and clipped out. It is a little sketchy, and I will show you guys later on, though this kit is not a super priority, but I do want to kind of piece it together to show you guys. And I have gone through and, like I said, made sure all the other parts are here except for that one. But you do have to clip out certain parts, and there are some parts that you need to clip that they don't show you. The next page on here is for the chest section, and like I said, there's some of the things that they don't end up showing you, which is kind of weird of how they go together. So these parts here for the shoulder go over these, but I'm not sure that that's the best function for it, so we'll end up taking a look at that later. I'll show you later on in the video what to clip out on here for the back panel and the front panel. For the waist section, here are the parts and the parts used for the PG zaku. I would recommend, if you manage to grab one of these, to definitely just grab a secondhand PG zaku. They are cheap enough to buy, you know, brand new, but just grab a used one that the body's all scuffed up, someone did a jacked up paint job on, because all you really need is the frame. All right, so here we are with the next section, and this is going to be for the legs and the feet, and it uses a majority of the leg. There are some sections in here that they use to extend it to make it taller, so that's kind of cool. Nice big blocky feet, bigger than the zaku. Page 7 is going to be for the arms and the shoulders. And on these, you do use parts of these. So like I said, this is the parts that you're going to end up using. For the next page, and I know I turned down the brightness on the camera so that this didn't get all washed out because it's not the crispest. But yeah, so this is for the gun, the shield, the Gatling gun, and continuation of all the parts that make those up. And you just kind of have to figure out how to put everything together, though it's not that hard. The pieces are big and chunky. All right, so here's the first section, and this is going to be for the chest. And as you can see, details on here are pretty nice. The panel lines, every one of them is going to have to be gone through and just kind of clear them out, make them a little bit bigger and crisper. But they're there, so easy guidelines. This part is for the backpack. I've clipped some of the nubs off here because I've kind of test fitted this already. You do have some mold line marks that run across here, but those are easily scrapable and get them down. You do have the ports on the back, which attach just like for the PG Zaku, so you can still use the pistons and the attachments to be able to open up the hatches and things, so that part is cool. And then these are for the chest sections, and like I said, these actually go over the original chest section, which seems kind of odd, but we'll figure that out when we get there. This part is the bottom torso section, and then which I actually have to figure out how to get that on there. And then this was really odd. There are two clear pieces that are in the kit, and this is one of them. This is going to be for that lower section of the chest, and I'm not quite sure why they made it in clear. That seems kind of odd to me because it's going to get painted a solid color. So that's kind of odd. All right, so here is the head actually pieced together, and I'm going to break it down real quick for you, but I was kind of excited and I wanted to piece it together. It fits very well. There's this little section that I'm going to have to figure out how to get that to drop down. It just seems like there's one of the bindings on there. This section was a little sketchy, but yeah. All right, so here are the side sections of the head, and as you can see, they added a lot of details, a lot of little crisp details. I will end up going over each of these with fine scribers. The nose plate, this needs to be gone through and clean that up. It's a little wavy in there. All right, so here we are with the arm section, and I haven't pulled out any of the parts of the PG to fit these together, so I haven't done that yet. You can see that all of the nubs are still on here. These are sections that I'm going to end up drilling out and putting in new bearings in there for rivets. You do have some seam offset, but it's not horrible. It's just on this one side on here. This is the one shoulder that I was talking about. So these will lock on like that, which I think is badass. If you look here, you can actually see what I was talking about the seams being, or not the seams, but the panel lines kind of being off on there and just not crisp and clear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and clean those up. This is the one piece that has the broken, and as you can see, it's right there. So I'm going to show you guys how I end up going through repairing that, making it like new, and then completely covering all of that up. And then these are the rest of the parts for the arms. All right, so here we are with the leg section. We've got the feet over here, and I do like the details, but like I said, the lines and stuff could have been crisper, and so we'll clean those all up. But yeah, so this is the feet. Nice big chunky feet, seem to be kind of accurate. We'll have to see how they look all put together. You get two pistons on here, you get the knee caps, you get the side caps for the knees. This is for the top of the foot, I believe. You get the sides of the legs over here. This is one of the front panels, I believe, and then some other accessories that are on here. So yeah, and then these things right here, this makes the legs taller, and this is a hefty chunk of resin. Like, holy crap. And I don't know, so there is a heavy seam line that's on here, and it looks like they tried to grind it down. They didn't go too far, but yeah, almost E20460 on that. So yeah, don't do that, guys. Just don't do that. All right, so here we are with this section, and this is going to be the drum for the gun. So yeah, this only makes up several pieces on here. I did break these down instead of just doing one big layout, but this is going to attach to the shield. All right, and then these are going to be the guns for that go on top of the hands, and so yeah, those are some big barrels. Not too bad on here. We are going to have to epoxy them on. This was the other clear piece, and this is going to be the scope that goes on there. It's kind of odd that they ended up doing it in clear, but hey, we're going to work with it. Actually, what we're going to do, we might revise my old video that we did with tinting resin. If you want to see that, make a comment down below saying you want to learn how to tint clear resin, and we will do that. We'll update that. And this is just the rest of the parts. All right, and here's the section for the waist. A lot of panel lines on here, and I like it. I like panel lines. So we have these. This is going to end up attaching into there for the cables that end up going around. We change out the front skirts, which snap onto the old front skirts. We have the waist section on here that power cables end up attaching to, and then this section that the front skirts end up attaching to. As I said before, this was missing the back skirt, so if someone from SH Arts ends up wanting to contact me to get me a new one, that would be awesome, but that's not going to end up happening. Alright, and you do get a packet here of metal parts for the thrusters for the backpack, so that is nice that they end up including those. You get one chain cable, and I'm not sure whether this is metal. It almost feels plasticky, but yeah, so this is for the Gatling gun, nice and long. I don't know if we need this whole length, but super cool. And this is the last thing in the box. This is going to be the decal sheet with lots of water slides, and we'll end up seeing if we end up using any of these. All right, boys and girls, so this has been the unboxing of the resin dress up kit for the PG Zaku, and this is going to be the 160 scale MS Gouf by SH Studio. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure and hit that like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video where we end up going over and fixing some resin, clearing up some panel lines, and showing you guys how to do that. I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.
Last night we had something, tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention.